What, dude?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, that's Bobby. Yeah. Yeah, that's Ricky Bobby, everybody.
Gotta bring it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing, man? It's been a little bit because we had a bit of scheduling issues last week. Dustin.
Hey,
he's got to do his thing. He's got to do his thing.
I mean, the team does its thing, so of course,
yeah, gotta pull Dustin on.
And plus, you got to admit, dude, you were like being like the guy like failing tests and shit, right? Like,
yeah, I know. I got home late. I got home late.
Your fault too, bro.
I got home late. Yeah. So welcome everybody. Episode 32. This is awesome because
I can't believe we keep doing this crap, but it's awesome.
I know.
It's super fun.
I know. It's awesome. So yeah, you got a track day coming up.
Yeah, man. I've got the track day next weekend at Button Willow. We did have to ditch the Friday, unfortunately. It's kind of hard to host a track day with 20 people registered.
Not happening. I'm not gonna pay.
Like I'm not down. I'm not down for like subsidizing other people's fun. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And I got mine at the end of the month.
Which one is it? Roebling or is it?
Roebling, where they just did the Dunlop test.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Yeah, a lot of Josh.
I'm gonna have to come out to one of those.
I know, dude. We got one.
You're gonna have to come out to. You're gonna have to come and scumbag it with us.
I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working. I gotta build in a work trip somehow between all the stuff we got going on.
You always are talking about the shirts that you're rocking, and bro, you can't like.
Yeah, I know. Metalachi,
bro. Come on, dude.
Yeah. I watched the videos after you first wore it, and I was like, dude, that's pretty dope. Like metal mariachi band. Like,
oh my god, yeah. So for those that don't know who Metalachi is, they're a band that dresses up like it's Motley Crue circa 1983. And they perform heavy metal cover songs mariachi style.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. Yeah. They need to come to Charleston or Savannah. Speaking of Savannah, we got our guest.
Oh shit. I guess I should add this dude to the studio or what? Oh yeah. Shit. Here we go.
What's up, gang?
What up?
SAV?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're a crew chief? What's your gig there?
I am the lucky one who agreed to help his poor friends go racing.
Okay.
Poor friends.
Yeah.
Right on.
Crew chief, mechanic, tire runner, you name it, whatever.
Head shrinker.
Whatever we got to do. Yeah.
Right.
Huh?
Bartender.
Yeah.
Sandwich maker,
DJ,
nice.
DJ, babysitter.
Yeah.
You know your way around a can of WD-40.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Right on.
So, pretty cool. Little whatever we got to do, and then like on the other side of the team, we got Jason's cousin Tyler. He's also the crew chief, head mechanic, tire runner, DJ. It's just kind of everybody does whatever's needed at the time. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, for Jason Waters, who's doing Stock 1000 and Hooligans, right?
Correct. And then Jesse Ruling is who I'll be primarily helping. We're doing the whole season, Stock 1000 and Superbike Cup with both riders. Wow. And then the Super Hooligan thing was the fun little side project that we'll just do because. And then and now it's like we got to Daytona and we're like, oh crap.
This isn't a project anymore.
This is not a side project anymore. Like,
oh my God.
He qualified really well. And,
what's the Hooligan bike? What's your guys' bike?
It's a Triumph 765.
Oh, you got the new Triumph. Okay.
Yeah. So like
you guys and Cole, right? Cole King.
Yeah.
Yep,
Cole King.
He's got one.
Andy DeBrino.
Yeah.
Of course, DeBrino's got one. He's always got something like that.
Yeah.
Right on.
But we, the Stock 1000 is definitely the primary focus for them and Superbike Cup. But then it works out now where, if there's no stock 1,000, there's the Hooligan class. And Jason was like, well, I can get more seat time instead of just doing the 2 Superbike Cup races. So it's going to be just busy. A lot of work for me.
What's his bike for stock 1,000? You don't know.
So both of them have M1000 double Rs.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new alpha kit.
You got the wings. Everybody's got the wings now.
Yep, everybody's
got wings now.
And the big whale-shaped front fairing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I have one of those 765s as like a street bike, and I love it. My race bike's a Gixxer 1000, but
that's up for sale. Somebody buy it.
I'm not gonna have time to ride it. Jason, the Triumph, he was kind of interested in them, and that we built one over the winter and kind of did whatever we could. We got a Delta 700 ECU that you can run, and then KWS tuned it, and I made some little parts to make the number plates mount up and all that stuff, and we showed up and it runs pretty good. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We got to tell everybody what you do as a real job and on the side, right?
Yeah. What this whole motorbike thing, crew chief guy is like your side hustle, apparently.
This is fun. I'm motorcycle nut. My dad was been big in the motorcycle, like Wera community for a long time. My older brother raced from the early 2000s through about 2008 and was very successful at that. And my dad owned a machine shop, and that's what I kind of grew up in, working there and running like CNC machines and manual machine milling, lathe, all that kind of stuff. And he sold the business in 2015, and I was 20 years old. He was done, just like ready to retire, and I wasn't at a place where I could take over and run, because it was a big shop. And I was running our water jet portion of that business at the time, and we basically, like, I was going to just keep running that as its own little, like, smaller shop. And there's a local industrial company that was like our biggest outside customer, and they basically bought our water jet machines, hired me, and I've been doing the same thing I was doing way back then, but now for them, and we've grown
They pay you.
Yeah, and they pay me like real money.
So you sold all the shit to them, and then now you're charging them to use it.
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, what was I saying? They bought it. I work for them, and then we've grown it. So like we bought the first year in 2016, they bought another water jet machine from Waltrip Racing, their NASCAR team. So we have their old this water jet, and then we've bought more since then. So we have like a really big one that's like 10 feet by 40 feet. So we can
what are you making with that?
It's mostly for like heavy industrial, pulp and paper mills, power generation. We do a lot of OEM work for like GE and Toshiba. We make steam turbine and gas turbine components. And then,
so you're not making trophies?
No. I mean, we can, and I've made like neat little stuff like that.
Track maps and trophies. That's right. That's where my head goes with that crap.
Yeah, exactly. Don't contact me to make trophies. It will be really expensive and not worth it.
Bro, I used to run a race series, right? No, not happening.
Yeah, there's no money in that. I can obviously, like, we do smaller jobs for like, our close by shops and stuff. And I can make neat little motorcycle things. We'll lighten rear brake discs and just other stuff because we can, but it's like more of just a commodity. Like, you know, it's I like it. I can do
Expensive
it.
machine to do stuff that you could buy for like $100 from
Exactly.
like limited.
Exactly. Yeah.
So wow. That's hilarious.
Pretty cool.
But also check out Turn 1, right?
Yeah,
the alignment rods.
So that's one thing like my dad came up with a long time, 20 years ago, and it's just a simple set of tools that you can put through the swing arm pivot and the rear axle and measure the rear, you know, wheelbase. And
describe
checks,
this
you know,
sorcery more and tell us where to buy it.
Yeah, so they're available at turn1usa.com. And they measure, you can basically make sure that your rear axle and your swing arm pivot, which is like the heart of the chassis of the bike, are perfectly square. And sometimes, especially on some older bikes like the 05, 06 Gixxers, you know, they've got those big stamped marks for the chain adjuster, and they're very far apart, and they're not always dead nuts like where they should be. So
you buy it there, right? You just buy it there at that link right there.
There you go. That's it.
Okay.
And
just helping you out, bro.
I love it. You guys are awesome. But we also use it. I mean, we use them at the track every weekend. Anytime we make a gearing change, you know, we're putting it in the setup notes, what the wheelbase is. And then once, you know, that square, you can take it from the swing arm pivot and put one in the front axle, and you can measure your overall wheelbase with it on the ground. And so like if you change, you know, your front ride height, you know, and drop the forks in the triple, you can see what your overall wheelbase is with the bike, you know, balanced on the ground, stuff like that. It's cool. We use them for all kinds of stuff. Put them across. You can put one across the top of the fork tubes, and then use it as like a reference for measuring your clip-on alignment. You know, I mean, just they're really handy for all kinds of stuff.
That sounds like some really fun nerd shit. I'm down.
It is. And I've got a really good picture of Will Posse during he borrowed mine at CMP because he won't buy any because he's cheap. And then I go over there and he's talking to somebody and he's stirring his like electrolyte into his drink. And I'm like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, did you see that? Yes. Oh, I was like, smiled at me and took a picture. I'll post it up later.
Good night. Good night is talking about using them as coffee straw.
Yeah, exactly.
Coffee stirrers. That's great.
Yeah. Comment what you use your alignment rods for.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
But enough about me.
Man. Yeah.
So talk about, you know, I mean, since you're in the Hooligans class, dude, I was talking about this the other day with Hawk Mazzata. And dude, that class it's like the funnest class. There's like 8 million bikes, 8 million different manufacturers. It's like the all sorts class. The rules are kind of, I don't know.
Well,
like, they're kind of weird, but it's a weird bike class. But man, the battle
8 million bikes signed up.
Yeah, dude.
There weren't 8 million bikes on the grid.
No, but there's still a pretty healthy grid, right?
Yeah. It's bigger than 200
and there was like KTMs and Suzukis and Yamahas and Triumphs and Harleys and
no Indians.
Whatever the fuck else.
No Indians.
No Indians. I got to pay Baz.
That's a bummer. Because the Indian, that FTR thing was a cool bike, I always thought.
It is.
It was a fast bike. It was a fast bike.
It was fast as shit. And then they stopped making it. Like, what, dude?
Yeah, I get.
No, they just didn't want to fund the team.
Yeah, you got to get Baz on.
Are they still making that thing though?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they still make that bike because they still race it. And
Hawk was saying that they kind of stopped making the FTR, and I was like, what?
Oh, maybe, but yeah, John Ridey brought up the
Hawk's doing the Hooligans thing also, but he's doing it on a Strack Racing Yamaha.
Mike Davis. Talked to him a little. Both of them this weekend. I love those guys. They're super nice people.
Yeah.
And my buddy Matt Pataka got 12th, I think, in both races. So
I got to catch up with Jamie for a little bit.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
Jim
see
out
one of the
there.
participants from Daytona in the comments too. What's her name?
Oh
August.
yeah,
Tiger Stripe stuff.
yep.
Oh, I didn't even have the comments turned on. I don't even
Oh,
see
yeah.
Oh
it.
man, that's in the upper right corner. It says comments.
Yeah, I had it
There
on
you go, bro.
the private one.
Private chat.
It's like there's nothing.
Oh yeah,
FTR 's
August Nord says the FTR is discontinued, so they're
Yeah.
not making it anymore.
They could still race it. They just
Oh yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
but
anyone
you know,
out
it's,
there.
yeah, what's
So-
the fuck for? You know, what are you gonna race a bike that they don't make no more?
Yeah. Well, we'll
Crash
get into
bike
the
that you don't make?
hooligans. We'll get into the hooligans later. Why don't we start with MotoGP?
We can start.
Y'all
with
want to start with
MotoGP.
MotoGP? I can start with
Can you
MotoGP.
start with Marquez, just like mushroom printing everybody?
Actually, no. I want to talk about that second. My first one was Ayagura.
Dude,
What,
bro?
What a welcoming, like, hey, I'm
Rookie.
here.
Is he
dude.
really? Can you really call that dude a rookie?
My thought was I was bummed when they didn't pick Joe Roberts.
Yeah,
You know, but now it's like, okay.
I mean, Joe
Yeah.
Roberts is
Not a bad option.
still, right?
Yeah, like, okay, Davide, we get it. Like you can see things. Like, good call.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I still hate Joe didn't go when he had the chance, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
but,
been talked about quite a bit too on a couple different podcasts.
Is
About
he
it.
injured? Is he injured right now?
Yeah.
He is injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean,
he was on Gypsy Tales talking about it. It's actually a really good podcast.
It was.
And then there was the other guy from Supreme talking about it as well, about how Joe didn't get picked up, and they were like, "How can you not have an American on an American racing team?" But if you're gonna choose a number 2 or of a guy to take over for Joe Roberts, like, dude did it, like,
100%.
crushing it, top Aprilia.
And can we just talk about also the most sought after, probably the coolest livery in racing?
Yeah, the Gulf.
Golf.
Oh, dude,
Fuck
bringing
yeah,
the Gulf
dude!
colors
Like the Gulf livery, man. I was like, no shit. That's
That's
awesome.
pretty sweet.
I mean, that's got. Is there a more storied livery in motorsport than Gulf livery? You know, maybe Rothman's, maybe.
Yeah, Rothmans or the John Player,
John. Yeah.
the Lotus,
The
old
Players
Lotus.
Club. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There was a guy at our last test. There were some car members, and they brought these. I forget what they're called, but there's these little tiny cars that have like a GSX 1000 engine in them.
Oh yeah, mhm.
And dude, it's like a full race car, like way cooler looking than a Miata. Like it looks like an actual race car, but it's like a little tiny.
It's like
Yeah.
a dude like broke the car track record at Roebling and something like that. It has like a Busa motor
Yeah.
in it. He did like
Yep.
a
Oh,
50
this one don't have a
Media
boost in motor,
Roebling
bro.
or
This is
something.
just a GS.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like a 59.
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
where
Well,
Josh.
One of those things was painted up in the Players Club, black and
Oh,
gold.
dope.
Dude, it was bad. It was bad. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
all right, that's kind of neat.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, he's. I think he's. I think he's gonna keep it going.
Yeah?
I just think he's gelling with the bike and he's riding the piss out of it. I don't think that track was. I mean, he was dominant at the end of the year, last year. Like it took him a little while to get going, but once he got going, man, he was on it. So I don't know whether or not now.
So talking about
yeah, I just thought of something. So Fabio came out swinging, and what frame did he get off of? He got off of the speed up frame, which is also the Boscus Guru. Ayagura just got off of that bike too. Just food for thought.
Yeah.
Just food for thought.
Dude, I don't
Maybe
go
that
that
bike's-
nerd into it, bro.
you're saying that's the magic MotoGP stepping stone is the Boscos Cura.
I think that chassis helps them ride
That's
the
it.
GP bike better. Like they adapt.
You're
to
like,
the
wow,
I
because
think-
you get to
should I-
MotoGP,
should I-
and you're like, wow, this works.
Should I text Ryan from Horsepower Rodeo on this subject
Yes.
and see what
Yeah,
his
ask
swing-
him. Ask him. Just look at the data.
I'm not going to text him right now, you idiot.
The successful. No, later. But the
Yeah, dude.
successful riders, because everybody
Yeah.
that's come over from the Calex, they've kind of petered out.
Fizzled
Other than Pedro.
But the thing is,
Was-
like, is it the chassis or is it the rider's adaptability to all the shit that they get when they go to MotoGP? Because
Yeah,
the Moto2 bikes
for
don't
sure.
have all that stuff, you know?
no, they
really
don't.
have- yeah. So, like,
But
could it
Fabio,
just be because, like, you see that here, even, you know, when you have riders that come from other national series that run stock bikes basically in Superbike, and then they come over here and people have big expectations for them here, and the Superbike has all this extra shit and control and Pirelli and all this stuff and all these options, endless options, and they kind of get lost in the. Sometimes they get lost in the weeds, right? So could
they
it
don't have
be
a good crew.
some
around them.
riders are a little bit more adaptable to that shit than others, maybe?
I mean, that's a
advocate here?
possibility. No, that's a possibility. I
Did,
just look at it like, what's it?
When Remy came to MotoGP, was he on a Calex at KTM?
Mm.
Look at what he did. Nada.
Same for
He's good Superbike though, maybe, right?
I
Is that the
don't-
same, right?
yeah. I mean, he's top 5.
Yeah,
I think he got a podium
yeah.
Did he?
last year. I
I
think.
think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
in the
I
front
got you. I
race,
saw he crashed at Phillip Island.
Oh yeah, he had a horrible Phillip Island. But
Dude,
I mean,
Phillip
yeah,
Island.
Remy.
Sick.
You got Augusto Fernandez. A lot of those guys came off the Calex. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there.
That's,
it's just one of those things like,
That's
go.
an interesting theory, Bob. You're like thinking.
Using that noggin.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that squishy stuff between your ears is working overtime. to come
I'm
up
trying.
with
I
that stuff.
just pick up things. Let's pick up things.
Yeah,
All right.
bro. Like, you pick it up.
Marquez.
Yeah.
Total domination.
Yeah,
Dude.
dude. Everybody
Is
says
he-
it.
If he doesn't get hurt, everybody else is screwed.
Yeah. I mean, he was so far gone. I mean, it's crazy.
You might
Well,
as well have had his.
But he
hand
was
on his-
behind his brother to cool his
Yeah.
tire down because he saw the tire
What kind
pressure
of
go up.
shit is that, dude?
That's like a Rossi thing.
Man.
Like Rossi would have done a sat behind the guy until like the last 3 laps and then go.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's that generation of Rossi, right? Because, you know, Rossi
Yeah.
came like 20 years before him or whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was quite interesting. Now, I think the left hand, the counterclockwise tracks, that's not even gonna be close.
So pretty much
Coda's-
it's going to be the Marquez show at Coda, unless
Coda,
Yeah,
Saxon
he could-
Ring.
I mean, he's been good at Argentina too.
Yep.
When him and Rossi aren't kicking each other into the weeds.
Yeah.
Oh, he did not want Rossi because Rossi caught him, and then he was like, "Oh shit!" And then
Yeah.
Blew
Yeah,
by
they
him, and then-
traded blows year like back to back.
yep,
You know, I mean that was
Yeah.
almost a decade ago now, but yeah,
it was a decade.
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy to think about.
Dude.
time flies.
Man.
No.
Yeah, you guys think it's a done deal? First round, you think it's a done deal?
I mean, it's pretty early, but I mean, if it continues that way, I mean, you know, he goes good just about everywhere. He was pretty close last year on the non-factory bike. So, I mean, you know, there's that. What?
Jamie Stars is in the chat. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Sorry. No, one of our good buddies and
Oh,
a
yeah?
fellow movie stunt guy.
Extra.
Yeah, he
Okay.
spent a lot of time with McSteamy hanging out in the pits.
Okay.
So yeah. Pick is going to be second this whole season
One
behind
fast
Marquez.
move.
So back
Yeah.
to the GP thing. I think it's early,
Yeah.
man. And I think, you know what also sucks is like the world champions had to sit out the first couple rounds, I guess.
Yeah,
They
Jorge's
confirmed
out.
then. Yeah.
3 rounds.
Dude, it's like that's so harsh, you know.
He'll still
So
finish.
I mean, it's like, yeah, he could still finish second in the championship, I guess.
He could
He's
very
still got time.
easily still finish second.
But then again, MotoGP is MotoGP, right? Like sometimes shit happens.
yeah.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
All they got to do.
There's definitely going to be races Mark doesn't finish, like without a doubt. It'll happen. Everybody's going to have their ups and downs, but I think if he just rides smart and does that, I mean, like everybody's.
If he's willing to take a second place,
who?
Right.
If Marquez is willing to take a second place,
he's gonna
on a bad weekend.
That dude's gonna send it to the weeds or win it. Like, come on, we know this. Like, have we not watched this guy like ever?
The wall's gonna go up between him and Pecco in the garage.
100%.
Yeah,
Pecco like how mentally tough is Pecco? Is Pecco
not? Did you see him after,
or is he gonna like spin out into the weeds?
He's already messed up. He was like pissed off.
Totally, man.
Sunday. Oh man, they're all taking the celebratory photos and stuff.
He's turning into Espargaro, dude. Like, today, right? Like, oh man,
he's throwing stuff. Yeah, no, Pecco's out there. He's got the mortar. He's got the bricks, and he's already laying the foundation for the wall to go up.
So Cody Krager has a comment about the 27 rules and about how Pirelli is joining the party.
Yep.
Thoughts?
I think Pirelli ponied up the most monies, and so
they didn't.
Pirelli
wrote a check.
They didn't write a check.
I talked to Oscar.
Really?
What's the scoop?
Give us the Oscar scoop,
Bob.
All I'm saying is that they didn't write a check.
Okay.
So
they had to.
Okay. So that sounds
I think they were done with Michelin. I think they were done with Michelin.
I mean, I can't say I blame them. Have you run Michelin?
I know somebody who was there in the meeting in France when they announced it all, and they were really bummed that they didn't get it. So,
well, you know what? Nobody else wants to run the meeting.
I just think that. Well,
did I say it out loud? Shit, I said it out loud.
I didn't hear it.
I mean, we're big fans of Pirelli stuff, right, Bob?
100%.
Yes, all three of us.
Sticky ickies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, especially when we know the Pirelli guys.
James Block.
The Pirelli guy. When you're the Pirelli guy, you mean?
Yeah. Dustin's one, and then we got our guys, Zeb and
the
newly retired. Yeah, James Bacher just got done hanging out with Huey. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was cool. The first visitor, that's what he said.
Yeah. A buddy of ours, Huey, he used to own Marietta Motorsports. He shut it down and he went to go work for Blue Origin out in Van Horn, Texas. And so our buddy James was on his way back from Mexico getting his motorhome painted. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Daniel Goodnight has a great point. If we could just get MotoAmerica to realize the truth.
That would be
That sounds like a commercial, right?
Yeah.
The truth of Pirelli.
Well, and a conversation I had with
Pirellis.
Have you talked to Oscar about that? Because he said they don't care. They're like, meh. We already got 51% of the share in the United States.
MotoAmerica, I mean, I've talked to Chuck Axlin about this, and MotoAmerica is largely funded by Dunlop, dude. And so, you know what? I mean, how can you fault them for that?
Nope.
It would be a whole lot easier for the riders sometimes to have an open tire rule so they could get sponsorship to help get them to the races. But then on the other hand, who's going to pay the money if there's no money?
Exactly.
Right.
The math, according to Chuck Axel, the math ain't mathing unless they getting a check from Dunny. So,
yep. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right. So the third thing,
racing motorcycles. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go.
Jack Miller.
With your buddies.
Jack Miller, fastest Yamaha.
Jack Spiller?
Fastest Yamaha. That was mind blowing for me.
He's still Jack Spiller, though.
Did he finish?
No, not the,
So he
not the
wasn't.
first race.
So he wasn't the fastest finishing Yamaha.
No.
Just at one
But
particular point.
It looked
Yeah.
promising though. He looked
It
like he
looked
was doing
very-
good, and he fucked up. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, that's what
Yeah.
happens.
he's still trying to figure out the bike, right? Still trying to find the
Yeah.
limits. But he was able to put it on the grid in a pretty darn good spot.
I think the
Yeah.
rules are bullshit there. They don't let them test. So like these guys got to come on, get on new bikes. They get limited testing now.
Yeah.
They need to open it back up and let them test however much they need.
Didn't Fabio do like really good at the Sepang test?
Testing is testing and racing is racing.
It's like Maverick Vinales. He used
You
to
know,
always be the king of
I mean,
testing. and then,
captain qualifier, you mean?
yeah, and then nowhere on race day.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. Totally.
Just blowing motors. Just blowing
Yeah.
motors.
On purpose. He's like, you ran it in the red on deliberate. You done and did it deliberate. How's the saying go, Ricky Bobby?
Oh yeah, he's like
Come on, Days of Thunder shit. Come on, man.
Yeah. The tachometer never lies. Just hit the
Yeah.
button and it kills you. Yeah, no, he's. I don't know. If Jack can figure out how to keep the tires underneath him, I think he'll do fairly decent considering.
Yeah.
Because it's the Ducati show, and then it was, Jack. So
Right.
it's pretty damn
Oh,
good.
it was the Ducati show and then the golf bike.
Yeah, the Golf. That's right.
Yeah.
The other
come on,
big
man. You
talking
can't-
point was like, you remember who won the Thai GP last year?
Wasn't it Pecco?
It was Anea, or was it the sprint? Was it the sprint?
Oh, Anea
won?
Anea won the sprint.
Where did he finish?
Oh, dude.
He still hasn't finished yet.
He's back there with
Still out there, bro.
He's back with Johnny.
Time, it was like 30, 40
Yeah.
seconds longer.
So bad.
than
Crazy.
last year. Yeah.
He's hanging out with Johnny-
loving life.
Johnny Rock Page. He's back there with Johnny Rock Page.
Oh, wow.
Wrong page.
He's
That's
like
a
flying
name.
banners over the races, asking
Yeah.
Paris Hilton for her hand.
Yeah. No, Anea, dude, he's on that Tech 3 bike. Nah, dude, it's so good.
Yeah, dude. They'll get
Um,
it sorted, man. The
Yeah.
season's long. Like I said, the season's long. So hopefully everybody, after they got slapped in the face by 93, maybe they'll sack up and figure their shit out. You know what I mean?
They'll go, maybe I can get second this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
That's rough, dude.
It's true. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Moto
moving on to
Daytona.
Moto 2.
Dude, let's skip Moto 2, go to Daytona, man.
yeah.
I'm
Talking
okay.
about real American racing.
Because
All
like,
right.
okay. Like, I
Oh,
gotta
okay,
tell you-
Brian fan.
$1
I'm
Moto
sorry,
2,
dude.
the
Like,
end.
I gotta do this because Rick
No, that's fine.
Rick's picks. He's like Farrell's
We know
brother.
Rick.
Yeah, so dude, Rick, he sends me a text Friday night, and he's like, "Where the fuck did you send me?" He's like, he went to the ghetto chicken wing spot, dude. And he's like, "If I get shot tonight, it's all your fault."
In Daytona?
Yeah. Yeah, he went to the ghetto chicken wing spot, dude. He's like, "Yeah, there's people playing dice out on the street." I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's what I said." I guess he didn't believe me. So
Ghetto chicken.
the ghetto
Is it
chicken
on-
wing spot,
on
dude.
the-
That place is legit.
Is it on Mary McLeod Street?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like it's called Bethany's, I think. It's right across the street from the Kenfolk Cafe.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
you'll have to Google that.
We
will.
went to Buffalo Wild Wings and Hooters.
Yeah, those
Uh,
are
the-
neither of
like-
those are the ghetto
Yeah,
chicken
but
wing spot.
No, but they're like conveniently right by the track.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
You can
100%.
get bike
I mean, there's nothing convenient about heading to the ghetto on purpose, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, last
You
year
guys-
some dude doing barbecue like on the street, like in front of some person's house. Like me and the CFE dudes were walking by, and this one guy like offered us a joint. Like as we're walking by, we're like, "No, dude, we're good."
No.
Super
Well,
fun.
you couldn't get Jesse and Jason to pony up to go to Razzles.
Razzles. No, they've all got
My
kids now, man. They're no fun anymore.
Yeah,
I just got to grab T-Man. I just got to grab T-Man and go out to get wings.
Yeah. No, because you might have ran into. Well, no, Slick's cleaned up his act, so he wasn't going to get into any
Slick
trouble.
looked fit at Daytona.
He didn't. Yeah, I didn't see him assault anybody this weekend. he kept it nice. So it's proud.
Dude,
of him.
he's like Slick is a racer from the wrong era, dude. Like he's Scott Russell era guy.
He's my favorite for like the first AMA race I ever watched. He won, and it was like this guy.
I like this guy.
Yeah,
exactly. It's between him and Dane. Him and Dane were really fun to watch.
Dane was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So, funny thing. So my top clamp nut is on Slick's bike.
Oh yeah, I saw your comment about that. Yeah,
they had to borrow it when he sends it back.
Yeah, I gotta text Tony because he came. He's like, "Hey man, can we borrow that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not riding here. Take it."
I need it back.
Well, I told him, I said, "Keep it." I think I got a spare one, which I do. I just gotta like machine the top of it off because it's for the street triple, and it's got a cap on it, so it won't go all the way down. So
right.
So I just gotta clean it off. I gotta have Mike, fix that up. But yeah, so 200. Josh, Herron, 3 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, look, number one, I think I saw a lot of chatter on the internet about that guy, and they were talking about how, he's clearly sandbagging. And I'm like, it didn't look like that to me. You know what it looked like? It looked like a Daytona veteran, dude. Like that guy was he had a plan. He stuck to it. He conserved where he could conserve, and and he didn't have any drama,
Slight drama with the
I predicted that he would easily win. He should have easily won that. What I was surprised about, and I think they were kind of surprised too, because they were talking about it in the broadcast, but typically the M4 team has kind of sucked in the pit stops the last couple of years, and they fucking nailed it this time. And then usually one of them or both of them crash or have a mechanical, and that didn't happen either. So they rode really well, and the pace was insane. The one thing I could see is that Herron was able to do the times with pushing his own wind, and the other guys had to have a draft to do the times. So there's a little there, but
he had a second on him in the infield.
100%. Yeah, he was murdering them.
That was a big deal. That was it. That was the whole race right there. Was keeping them at bay in the infield where he could gap them for almost.
Dude, he did the thing. Like, I mean, that's Richard's talked about this a bunch too. Like when you get that dude in the zone, I mean, he could pretty much you'll get whatever you want out of him if you can get him in the zone. They got him in the zone, so he rode smart. I mean, the guy he looks like he's riding like quite a bit more mature, even in the last couple of years. So.
Yeah,
that was my take.
It was honestly like a pretty boring 200. Like it was just like
a race for third, race for second.
Yeah. I wanted the TOBC guys to do better. Yeah, I think he blew a head gasket.
Oh, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah,
bummer.
No fun.
He was ripping though.
He was.
Right? He would have been up there. He definitely would have been up there if you.
Dude, Hickey was. I mean, shit. Slick was up there for a little bit.
Yep.
So
yeah, I didn't really see what happened with the TOBC guys. Like that's who I was rooting for always. Yeah. But I don't know if it was bad pit stops or what.
No, they just didn't have the bikes going. They didn't have the bikes going the way they needed it, and there's just they needed that next like 10% so they could get there, but. What do you guys think about the a lot of the teams skipping the 200? You could obviously see it in the pits, right?
I just don't think there's as much money in it as there used to be. I mean the purse I think was the same as like last year, right? But from like 5 years ago, it's like cut in half almost, isn't it?
Wasn't it 25 for the winner?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it used to be
always
a lot.
Been.
I mean,
I think
the
it's gonna be a lot
what I
bigger.
heard, when I heard at some of the teams testing and stuff, is that they chose not to do the 200 because, well, the Yamaha guys, their bikes weren't ready yet, right? The R9 is late, like late.
Yeah.
So, there's a little bit of that. But then some of the other teams were like, why are we going to spend like 50 G's to go to the 200 for a race that doesn't count towards the overall championship?
Yep.
So it's
Right.
like a 50 grand, and you either walk away with the big prize check and the Rolex, or you run away with broken bike and crying and nothing.
Right.
Yep. And spent money.
Yeah. Risk reward, not worth it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, think about Hickey and Coops. I mean, they came from overseas. I don't want to know how much money they spent just to show up.
'Cause I think they're
Dunlop-
doing it for a different reason, though, right? Like those
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are doing it for a different reason. And the thing is, like those guys maybe use that as a getting a jump on the lunacy that they do at home.
Well, so the other part of that is, so Peter Hickman does all the factory Triumph work.
Yep.
Yeah.
So any bike that has the power up kit from Triumph has to go through Hickey.
Oh, that's badass.
So he's the those are the development bikes.
At
the end of the day, those are the
so they're
Triumph
like
development.
on Cooper's head gasket. They're like, nope, that didn't work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Scratch that vendor off the
Yeah,
list.
scratch that one, man. We're not doing that grind.
Yep. So if I would almost bet, I'd need to call my buddy, but I would almost bet that those PTR, not the PTR, the PTR bikes that are in World Super Sport are built at Hickey's shop, at least the motors.
Okay.
So
you know who was weird to not see was Marias.
Sheridan.
Yeah. Shreddy. Like that dude comes out and he murders.
He's always up. Yeah. Front runner.
And he wasn't there. So I know a couple years ago he crashed and got hurt, but
yeah,
I mean,
but he was doing World Super Sport at one point.
Oh yeah.
And wasn't he doing Superbike too? Like last year, he's like popped up out of nowhere with his
dude. He's
cool
that
ass
guy.
helmet. Yeah,
break glass in case of emergency.
Yep. No Mesa. Mesa's still hurt, so he's riding.
Escalante did pretty well in 200. I think Tyler Scott was doing his thing too.
Yep.
There was that bullshit drama about the penalty that then during the broadcast they're like, "Oh, never mind."
Oh, yeah, it's getting close enough. Let's scratch that.
They're going to have a riot.
There was the probably just fabricated pit stop drama in qualifying or practice or whatever,
Always, I mean, it's like, you see it and it's like, oh, that's a class act. But then you're like, I saw a lot of people talking about that. And I'm like, nope, staying out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know what that was all about, but I don't really care either. So
to respond to Cody's comment, that Warhorse, they came down there for Josh, and Josh, I think, came up with some of the money. Right. And that's why he's the only one that rode.
Yeah, the team didn't have the funds. Like I talked to them at that MotoAmerica test out here at Podium Club, and they were saying, Steve Griggs was telling me, he's like, yeah, man, we ain't doing Daytona. I was like, all right, dude. So I don't know if you guys ever talked to Steve Griggs, but that dude is Southern as shit. Super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, Bo.
Damn, Bo. That's man, that thing on the internet, man. You point click, got them dang on naked chicks on there, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm a California guy. Yeah. Yep. Sure.
You nailed it.
Yep.
Well, Dustin grew up outside Savannah.
I mean, not really. I was born in Savannah. I lived in Northeast Arkansas for a minute.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But my dad lives in Macon. I could turn the Southern charm on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may see him at a Macon Bacon game.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll see you at Road Atlanta.
Right? Oh yeah.
We'll see you at Road Atlanta or Barber.
You coming to Road Atlanta?
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got the tickets for Barber now. Like Richard and I were talking about it, so I was like, all right, cool. And then Road Atlanta's next, right? So
Road Atlanta. So Road Atlanta and really mid Ohio are going to be the worst weekends for me because you have stock 1,000 Hooligans and Superbike.
You're like a circus juggler. Like,
exactly.
Oh, let's throw Hooligans in there. Woo!
Yep. It's like, all right, get off the bike, get on that one. Go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time in Atlanta, man. Me and Dustin are gonna run around with GoPros. And
Papa Coiner is picking up a golf cart for us too.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna be rolling around.
Can you do
some wheelies on that thing?
Is Richard gonna get the golf cart pass?
We'll discuss that offline.
Okay.
Nolan Lampkin knows all about that from last year.
Yeah.
You don't need a pass.
I did for a little while.
I just gotta drop this part off. I'll be right back.
Yeah, dude, they don't listen to that shit now. No, not after Thursday. Thursday, yeah, but after Thursday, no.
I have a secret line for my TTR to go along the fence railing and then dip back over. And I was using that the last couple times I went, but then we got busted at the very end.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's fine then. That was a good weekend.
Exactly.
It's like doing a wheelie on the last session of the day. What are they going to do? Tell you to go home? I mean, okay.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, out here, people do that at Laguna Seca. They'll go and they'll pull their DB killer out and try to go and, on a sound restricted day, they're like, oh, let's see what I can do.
Right.
The track counts that crap against the org. So
yeah,
there's a little bit of that. But
I would never
wheelies. It's like, yeah, dude. Like my track day company, we don't have a wheelie policy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's basically if you can't do one, don't try. You don't know how to wheelie, don't try one here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's get into the Hooligans.
Yeah,
Let's get into the Hooligans.
Super Hooligans.
How about the neon yellow boots of the Yamaha guys?
Yeah, you could see Dom.
Dude,
anywhere.
Dom and Hawk both
and
have
Hawk.
that highlighter. I was like texting Heath. I was like, bro, what? And I say that he sent me the Martins. So I was like,
they got the Rossi boots on, man.
Yeah,
the Jorge Martins, dude.
I'll tell you what, the Strack colors look pretty sick. So
they look legit.
That bike is beautiful. Yeah. They did a really nice job putting that.
Where do you see their R9s, dude?
Yeah.
Where do you see
I've
the
seen
R9s?
some of the clips of like Blake and Maddie riding them around. But they're gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Altus was testing up at Hallett last 2 days. I was talking with Jarrett and George and them, and they were getting work done with old Jake and Jarrett, and they got Jeremy McWilliams out there
too.
Yeah,
was fit. He didn't look like he was on the peanut butter sandwich diet.
Yep.
How
did he look on the Harley?
Who's that?
Jake Lewis.
Oh,
yeah, Snake.
You look good on Sunday.
Right.
He made a big wake. That last coming to the end, man.
We could almost get in his draft, almost.
Wow.
The Harleys are fast. They are really fast for sure. It was funny because we spent all winter just trying to get the bike ready to go and do all the mandatory stuff we had to do to get it track ready. And Daytona always gets here a month sooner than you think it's going to.
Yeah.
And
Daytona.
It's special. We get there Thursday and we're like, we want to go to Tech and weigh it. And they're like, oh, we don't have the scales out yet. I'm like, all right. Like, and we saw Debrino had posted they had to add weight to theirs. And I'm like, oh, well, they must he's got a subframe though. They've got I don't know what all else they did. And so we're like, we're probably fine. We get Friday morning, we go to Tech first thing, got the scales out, we weigh it. Minimum's 377. And we're with a half tank, we're 355. And we're like, oh crap. So we literally go to Bass Pro Shops, and I'll send y'all some pictures.
Oh my God.
He came back with these 10-pound torpedo lead sinkers, and I'm spent all day Friday. Like we're just like drilling holes and putting riv nuts in these things, and you have to bolt them to the frame. And so we had to put like 30 pounds on the bike.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And we're
like,
already,
we're gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're already down 10 miles an hour.
Yeah,
like on the stretch. Like you can come out of the chicane behind any one of the 4 Harleys, and they're just, like you're just
tractoring away.
What do you think about that? I mean, I talked to Hawk a little bit, and he said the Harleys are pretty far out already. Like
they are. And obviously they've been doing this, so
right.
I mean they're getting better and better every year. We're brand new,
right.
But it was a little disheartening. Like man, like we got to put weight on this thing, and we're already down. And so I talked to Roland. Me and Jason did Sunday, and kind of told him that, and like, man, we just let us take the weight off of these things, because Andy had to do the same thing, and I think there's going to be a bulletin soon, you know, taking the weight off
and that's the thing with a class that has like a fluidity into it. Like they're gonna make adjustments to make the class competitive. They're not gonna let any class like ditch out.
So. And we're we're not trying to like upset anybody or whatever. Or like, I know Harley dumped a bunch of money in last minute for that series and is now like the title sponsor for it. So we're like, we know they're not going to handicap them, but I'm like, at least help us some.
Right.
At least make us feel like we're getting help. And he was super cool. I got to meet him, and he's really down to earth guy. I mean,
and, dude, Roland's rad.
He just gets it. He's like, man, like, you can tell he gets it.
He's a racer.
Dude. I've got a funny Roland Sands story. He's looking at my XSR one time, and he's looking at it, and he's like, oh, I see what they were trying to do. I would ditch all of this and all of that, and you need to put this headlight on. And I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I like his style, man. So,
he is a just watching him when he was doing.
He's an artist, dude. He's an artist, pure and simple.
Dude, that what is Desmo Sedici tracker?
Oh, Jesus.
That thing was ridiculous. You seen it, Skip?
No, that's like the badass Desmo.
Yeah.
Like the Casey Stoner replica, street level bike. Whatever.
He made it a street tracker and a flat tracker, and they took it out on a flat track. It was wild. And then awesome.
I know that Sir Nicky did something like that with an R1, cross-plane R1 not that long, like a million years ago.
Yeah.
Because those things have been around since 2009.
Yeah, 09.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he made like a street tracker thing out of a cross-plane R1, and the thing was rowdy.
Oh yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, it was really cool to see a Triumphs come play, and then the MT-09, the other triple.
Yeah.
With Dom Doyle on that thing. He was right there with everybody.
Oh yeah.
He gave us a 5th place on Saturday in race 1. So thanks, Dom. So all of kind of the story there, from what I can tell, like he grenaded his rear tire. And all of the Dunlops, like everybody I looked at in Parc Ferme on the left side of the tire, there's like a seam, like right where I guess the compound changes. And so I don't know if they just got a little ambitious with, low tire pressure. It was
those tires were made on Friday at 5:00, dude.
Yeah. It's only a 6-lap race, so it's like, we can get away with,
Exactly.
And they didn't. So
what do you think about 170 mile an hour on a naked bike?
It's pretty wild. We got up to 165, and I asked Jason, and I was like, how was it, like the wind? And he's like, it's really not as bad as I would have thought. He's like, if you're in a draft, you can get a little bit of the buffeting or whatever, but you're pushing your own air. Like, he's like, it's pretty good, Gets tucked behind the dash, screen.
Yeah. Well, at least at the track day we did
180 on the Harleys too, like on the baggers. Jesus.
on the baggers. Yeah, that's
Dude,
nuts.
180 mile an hour on a bagger. Like, what's like? I gotta get Kyle Wyman back on the show to ask him what that feels like.
Well, they have that big old
Probably.
thing up front. It's
Oh
probably
yeah,
it's
dude.
like,
He's like, what are you talking about, man? I was like taking a smoke break the whole bit.
Yeah,
right?
it
Like,
feels
that's-
just like doing
I
120
was
on an
drinking my
SV
smoothie.
650.
right.
oh yeah. No, I know because at the track day we got the Triumph demo bikes. We're out there riding, or like the coaches are riding on the Triumph, the regular RS,
Yep.
and you get behind somebody going down the straight of Roebling, and you just get the head bobbing and everything, trying to fight the wind. It's pretty wild.
So I have one. That's my street
Yeah.
bike, and we did box track day back in November.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Last year, and I rode that on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna ride my street bike, whatever. And dude, I'm just getting my doors blown off left and right. Thing won't get out of its own way. I'm like in the mountains, like riding with my dad. I love that thing. Like it's the best bike I've ever owned for a street bike. But at Roebling, where you're going like average over 100 the whole time, like
I
was
Roebling
just
sounds like Willow. That's like your guys' Willow Springs.
It's fast. Like,
right?
You don't slow down.
6 gear on the side of the tire. You do that?
No, not really. You come out
slower than Willow. Then it's slower than Willow.
Yeah, I mean, I typically go like down into third gear into turn one and stay in third pretty much the whole time, and I'll short shift to fourth coming onto the front straightaway. But yeah, you come out of turn 9 onto the front straightaway over 100. I don't know.
So
110.
August Nord in the comments says it was really fun hiding behind her brake reservoir.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. But I did that track day, and then my buddies were like going by me on the straightaway, looking at me and wait, like what are you doing? And so I was like, oh man. So then Sunday I come with the big bike, and I was like, okay, I'm passing you back. Screw that little thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a riot. It's a fun bike. When you just get some bearings on it, you'll be good.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna talk about the Twins Cup and our boy
Sean Varsky, man.
Dude,
what a riot.
So rad.
He was right there on the second race, dude. I was screaming out like,
"I'm like,
come
race,
on, man.
dude!"
Come on.
He was. It looked like he was taking shots and sacrificing his exits in the first race, and it also looked like he was that rider who it was like the dog that chases the car that once they catch the car they don't know what to do with it. Like he was that in the first race.
Oh yeah,
and man, like he figured it out, and he was right there.
Yeah,
he did. I mean, his Daytona experience, obviously.
For sure.
He'd probably not lead coming out of there if he had.
No, but he's gonna do great at all the other tracks, man. He's gonna do great. The big surprise was Matt Chapin on the Ganson Hines.
Yeah, dude, Chapin
Suzuki.
Yeah,
everybody thought DeMario was gonna clean it up, and
DeMario was right there too. I mean, it looks like that class has become super competitive. I mean, it's nuclear arms race.
It was good seeing 3 manufacturers too, like
up
the front, just going at it. Yeah,
Dom Doyle
there, and Dom Doyle's looking good on the Giacomoto. Dude, I noticed he had a Westby on the side of his bike, so I was like, hey,
he did because Trigg
came out and sponsored a little bit, right?
Oh, cool,
kind of fun. Yeah.
Yep.
So, he's always got the coolest pit bike, like no matter what it is. Trigg
Westby? Oh, well, it's Trigg Westby, dude. That guy's like the original pimp, dude. Like that dude is rad. Have you seen his fucking van, bro? Like his van is like, if it's rocking, don't come at knocking kind of van. It's real.
He's always got some like mint 1970s Honda scooter or something that he's.
I'd almost, if I was a betting man, I'd bet that Trigg Westby has like a Boss Hog caddy complete with the horns and everything. Yeah, I would, dude. I would totally picture Trigg rocking that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Trigg, by a jet from Steve Main, he was out at Howlett.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was at Hallett. He was posting stuff from.
He doesn't have to apologize for being late either.
No, he doesn't.
We know he's got a real job, like selling jets.
Selling jets out.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
So finishing up here, we got baggers.
Dude, is anybody going to stop Wyman this year?
The baggers started with a bang.
Well, don't they always? I mean, right? You know what they did? They're not. I think they've done a good job with whatever they were doing to prevent them from exploding all the time. You know, like a couple years ago, we were out at Daytona, and I can remember Will Morton and I on the attack team pointing at the blowers on the track, and we were calling them the bagger pace car. But dude, like they're holding those things together somehow, man. And those things are not designed to be doing 180 mile an hour. And
no,
you know, that's to me is still insane to see a bagger going 180 mile an hour. And I think the front tire specifically is saying, hey, ease up a bit. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because like it's every other year Wyman comes out. It's like they make a jump and then Indian's struggling and then Indian was struggling and the next year Indian's got the big jump and they just keep doing this. And last year,
that's how
I love it.
Your arms race works, man.
Maybe that's in the contract, you know. I mean,
y'all got to keep it interesting now. All right.
Yeah. But the big surprise
that's the writers meeting. That's my impression of the writers meeting for that.
My big surprise was Baz. Dude has never ridden the bike other than the testing at Roebling. Was he at Roebling?
Yeah.
Jennings or Talladega, I think.
Talladega, yeah. They were at a little tally that, like, can't call that testing. That's just like getting fitted for the bike and turning left.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than after him getting taken out, you know, by my guy Rispoli, which is a bummer.
It happens. I mean,
and it's racing. Yeah.
Like it's either, you know, you could just chalk up all that to it's Daytona, bro. Like, right?
Yeah. Daytona gives and Daytona takes away.
100%.
Yeah.
And it takes away a lot more than it gives.
Absolutely. Lots of motors.
A lot of motors have been killed on the high banks at Daytona.
Yep. Yeah. But Baz, man, holy cow! Like, very impressed.
Dude, I got to give props to the former attack rider.
Camp P.
Dude, Camp
P. That's right.
Like, nobody really knows this, but that dude didn't have like 8 million laps on that bike either. Like, CP didn't have a shitload of track time on that thing. And so to go out and, you know, like he struggled initially, but dude, he got the thing on the box. Like, that's an accomplishment, I'd say.
Race one, right?
Race one, he got third. Yeah, he finished third.
So he was right there, you know. I mean, for a guy that, like you said about Baz, you know, I mean, he's riding a factory Indian bike, and I don't think CP's bike is a factory Indian bike.
Nope, it's Bobby's old bike.
That's last year's Bobby's bike, right? So I mean, we know what that thing's gone through. We know the history of that particular team, and you know, like I'm trying to scumbag Cam Brewer into joining the podcast at some point. I'm pretty sure he'd fit right into the Weekend Hangover program, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Him and his mustache. We'd probably have to have a separate window just for his mustache. But
yeah.
You know, for limited track time, I'd say Camp Peace Weekend was a success on that thing.
Oh yeah, big time success.
So
and he's getting paid some pretty decent money. So
hey, you know, baggers pay, I guess. Look at that.
Like
baggers pay.
The only paying class of the series, just
dude. Right?
I mean, it brings the fans, especially in Daytona. They need to have a Sturgis bagger race.
That's a weird thing with Daytona, isn't it? Like every year it trips me out. I've been going to Daytona now since like over 20 years. And even over 20 years ago, it was the same way. Like most of the people in Daytona riding motorcycles have zero clue that there's a motorcycle race and a dirt track race. And it used to be Supercross the same weekend too, right?
Yeah.
So there would be all this motorbike stuff happening in town, and these
They're
posers
just
there on their motorbikes had no clue that there was motorbike racing happening.
no, you just
They were
go to
more
Bike Week for the Boot Hill
for
Saloon and the
yeah,
Broken
dude, yeah,
Spoke and
and the bank,
the Bank of Blues. That's Bike
bank,
Week.
dude, right?
Bank's cool.
Were you there last year, Skip?
Yeah.
So what did you see was the difference in the crowd?
I think it was a lot less this year.
Was
Really?
it?
They said there were more.
Dude, I heard more. I heard
Yeah.
more. The Rick's Picks dude was telling me, he's like, dude, it took me like over an hour to get out of this place. I was like,
Really?
really? It took
No,
us like 5 minutes. Like, we got in the car.
Yeah,
and it was
like anytime we went out, like it was pretty chill. Like I didn't have to wait to go over any bridges or anything, you know.
was it raining a whole lot?
No.
Mm.
Saturday night it rained, but we didn't go out then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what's next on the docket, Bob?
That's
Keeper
it.
of the schedule.
That's it.
Good. Are we done already?
Yeah,
Awesome.
but I think
next?
this is where you say make Daytona super bike.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think about that? Like, I think we're gonna make a weekend hangover shirt that says make Daytona Superbike again.
That'd be rad.
Like, I mean, it's a mixed emotion thing, right? Because like I have those nightmare memories of Dunlops exploding and on the So thoughts?
Well, they do that in the Super Hooligan class now. So what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pit stop race anyway, right? So
yeah, just make more pit stops.
Yeah, have 4 pit stops and
just make everybody buy more Dunlops.
There you go.
I mean, problem solved.
And then the Pirelli guys just blow right by him.
See, if they kept the tire rule open, that could make things interesting, right? Have like proper super bike on Pirellis and and stones. Yeah, dude. Like,
oh yeah, the Canadian dude did pretty good. I think he got 13th. On the stones. Yeah.
Is that the dude with the maple leaf on the side of his bike?
Yeah,
dude,
and he
I
makes
think Corn Dog was working with that guy. He worked with that guy. Too.
He makes some sick stands. I want to get in the stand business. Yeah, I got that welder. Yeah, he made the ones for M4.
Yeah,
with the pivot.
I'm gonna revert back to Hooligans again because Biojet from Steve Main has a pretty interesting comment in there. Did y'all already talk about Jake Lewis? We did talk about Jake Lewis, but we didn't.
You're late.
You're a little late, but he apologized. And I figured I would just go back and just give him the 25-cent tour. What do you think?
Yeah, go for it. Just for Steve. We're doing this just for you, Steve.
He almost hit the wall once.
I mean,
like in that, he didn't.
Well,
he didn't go full Mazziato, but
no Mazziato.
But it was close. It was close. He almost banged bars with the wall.
Yeah. Right on.
Oh man.
Yeah, he threw.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, he's giving us hearts now, so that's fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we just have to get somebody needs to arrange a flight for us.
For what? For what are we flying for?
We got to figure it out.
Wow,
Well,
are you shocked?
Oh yeah, August brought up the arch. We got to bring up the arch.
Dude, okay.
We're going to circle back to
we're circling back.
Johnny Utah. We got Johnny Utah.
No, dude. Keanu Reeves and that guy Gar. They've been kind of guard. Guard. That dude is. They've been working on that bike for a while now, and I think it's pretty cool. Their bike company is not even 10 years old yet, and they're already joining the party and kind of being inside the top 10 in a competitive class. I mean, how
with a Suter swing arm, you better be. Holy cow.
Suter, dude, I think Suter makes their engines too, I think.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
That thing looks.
Yeah, they have a pretty healthy partnership with Suter. And it's Keanu Reeves is and Guard, they're like crazy enthusiasts, dude. Like I've seen them out at my track days. I put on some private track days for Cam and Co, and he's come out and ridden with us. And, you know, I've gotten to ride with Keanu and Gar the last few years. And, you know, I have the unique distinction that Keanu in a garage at a track day was like, "Hey D, come ride this." So like I got to ride Keanu Reeves's Virus motorcycle and his Suitor Moto 2 bike. And both of those.
Oh, cool.
Oh, dude, it was so sick. You know, the Virus bike was weird. Like super weird. You'll have to Google it if you don't know what it is.
Is that the one with 2 like swing arms?
Yeah, dude. It's got like a front swing arm on it. And it's like
bizarre.
Dude, it is the weirdest thing going into a corner and you go for the brakes and like it doesn't have the you know what I mean? So I'm like you can't use brake to control steering geometry, you know what I mean? So it's like weird. And then the Suitor Moto 2 bike was like it's like stock Honda engine, so it's kind of a turd. But man, I'm like wringing the thing's neck for all. I mean, literally, it was like I'm gonna speak your language here in a second. I was revving the son of a bitch till it was fixing to blow up.
Right.
It sounded like, you know, and
but that Honda was gonna take
the chassis. The chassis was so good. It was like, you're a pussy.
Yeah. I was giving her the beans, Paul.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. So like, you know, Keanu, he's pretty chill, laid back guy, like subdued. He's probably got a super tight circle of friends. You know, I'm not in that tight circle. I'll say that right now. But every time I've interacted with that dude, it's been positive. Plain and simple. Like I dig what they're doing. And I think that, man, they got that lunatic Alexander. Yeah. Different lunatic. Corey Alexander, man, like that dude's a nut, right? So you got a wing nut right on the thing, and you know they got to figure out how to get him all tucked in because he's gigantic.
He is
tall. Dude, that guy is
that bike. Like just looking at it, like walking past it, I was like, first thing that popped in my mind was like the Britain. You know,
dude, it sounds cool too, right?
Well, it just is so weird. Like the whole way it's pieced together. You know, nothing about it looks
factory.
Yeah,
nothing looks like it. Looks like
it's all raw aluminum. And,
it looks like an enthusiast made it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the arch bikes, that's their shtick, kind of like they look like enthusiasts made them. They don't look like, you know, they don't look like the Orange County Choppers dudes measuring the triples, you know, with a tape measure by inches, you know, like that doesn't look like that. So
it looks really well machine made, but it's raw. It's a raw bike.
Yeah, dude. It's badass, honestly.
But it's got like really nice parts on it. The forks are really nice Hooligan's forks.
Dude, do you think those guys are gonna mess around and have
the acro system on it's really nice. They've got like the pipe runs right under your right leg, and they've got all those little like carbon fiber like heat shields on it. I'm like, that looks like a nut roaster to me.
Yeah, dude. You know, it's I think it's pretty cool, and I mean, I think if they get inside the top 5, it would be like a win, right? Like, if they finish on the box, it's like winning a championship, right? Like, I mean,
they were already stoked.
They had a really tough start to the weekend, you know. Like I think they like broke part of the motor at right at the beginning, and just like electrical gremlins, and then he hit oil when he did get on the track, and so it's just like Daytona.
Yeah, dude. Daytona's gonna happen, man. Daytona is gonna happen.
Yeah, and I think Atlanta's the next round. So if Keanu's there, dude, we gotta go. Sorry.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, hey,
it's not me.
Did you see? Like, I got those Bluetooth mics, right?
Yeah.
And I broke one, and then I sent it in for repairs, and they didn't fix it. They just sent me a whole new kit.
Oh, nice. All right.
So I was like, sweet.
Yep.
The little fuzzy one that everybody's rocking these days.
Yeah. Oh no, those are the TikTok $5 ones. I have those too, but these are the sure mics. Yeah, you know what we got to do is we got to scumbag Kevin Rodeo into hooking us up with the multi-shot podcast thing.
That's for the VIR day.
Oh, for VIR day, yeah.
That's VIR day.
Should we talk about the VIR day?
Yes, we should.
Okay, dude, we're running a little long, and I totally recognize it.
No, we're good.
May 27th. This is the Tuesday basically the teams are already on their way to
Road Atlanta, Road America.
Road America.
So the Tuesday the 27th, my company TrackDaz is doing a collaboration with Richard from Attack Yamaha, and so we have it set up on our website. You can register for that day, and we've got it set up for 2 groups. So we have a public track day group, like a group kind of thing, and it's 30-minute sessions in that one, and that one's about $500, 30 riders max. And then the other group is the pro group, so you got to be like stock 1,000 and super bike license, or super sport.
Super sport, yeah.
Yeah, that's the pro one. And Richard's like, we need 45 minutes. So the pro guys are going to come. And like, the reality is it's going to save them serious money if they do this, because they're going to go and get some data at VIR, and it's not going to cost them 15 grand. It's going to cost them 1 grand. So, $1,000 per rider. So, they should come out, sign up, and do the thing with the attack boys.
Yeah, take that back to Jesse and Jason.
Yeah.
Listen
to that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't be there.
They said.
Get that.
Have to
Call in sick, dude. All right,
know.
bro. Call in sick. All right, like, easy. Done.
I'll be there.
Unique opportunity. You're gonna be there?
I'm working on it. Yep.
All right. Ricky Bobby's gonna be there. He's gonna be a staff guy for a day.
Well, I may have a bike ready, so we'll see.
Oh shit.
Bobby, you got to slingshot me pass for a win one of these days.
Let's do it. Hey, Jay, get the Triumph. Then we'll try 2 Triumphs together. Slingshot engaged.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm gonna bring the Broham for that, dude. I gotta, right? Gotta bring the Broham for the East Coast.
You got to.
Yeah.
You gotta.
You gotta let the big dog eat.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know if you know what the Broham is, but it's like this lowrider paint jobs metal flake, R1.
That sounds awesome.
Like,
yeah.
Did the lowrider guy do it, or was that just your helmet?
No, the different lowrider guy did that one.
Okay, all right.
But it's
Dustin's up in Palmdale, hanging out with Afro Man.
I'm not from there, though, dude. I'm not from Palmdale. My lowrider style isn't from that, dude.
45 and 2 zigzags.
Listen, dude. I'm gonna give you a history lesson right now. Like, I'm gonna shout out to my team, my co-team member, fellow team member, I guess you could say, on the Fernando Cruz. He's the tire guy on the Attack Yamaha team, and he's like Sacramento area. And I told him where I grew when I was a little kid. Growing up in Sacramento, like all my friends, they were in like the Mexican street gang, like the Vatos North Sac, bro. Like, so, like, it was lowriders and chain link steering wheels everywhere, dude. Like, I've loved that shit my whole life. So
that's pretty rad.
Yeah, that's
Hence the Metalachi.
Metalachi is not. It's the different. It's fun, and you know what, dude? You'd have a good time.
I know I'd have a good time.
Yeah, Yeah, you'd probably get in trouble. I'd have to call you a cab or something.
You would. Well, speaking of good time, it was awesome.
Yeah, man. Really awesome show. Skip, good to meet you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Dude. Giving us some insight in the goings on in racing and Daytona.
Yeah.
The unique perspective of crying from a non-factory pit.
Yeah. Well, everybody. We've got our Argentina this weekend Grand Prix, and then I think Portimao's the next week or the week after, and then
we're gonna do a weekend hangover kind of, because there's like a lot of stuff going on, and next, dude, like this week is my last week home, bro. Like, I've got Buttonwillow next week, and then Monday after Buttonwillow, dude, I head to Podium Club one more time for 2 more days of TAC Yamaha. Then we're only back for like a week, and then we go to Barber.
Godin's gonna be at Podium Club.
Oh, no shit. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna stick a mic in that dude's face then.
With Kayla.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, Mike's in Indy now.
Are they gonna be at the same test as us, or are they sharing or before?
he said they're doing a Podium Club test. I don't know when. He said it's like in a couple weeks. So,
well, if I see Godin, I'm sticking a mic in his face. Let's see what he does.
yeah, stick a mic in his face. Because I was like, hey, you gonna do a Pipe Dreams pod? And he's like, those guys don't want to talk to me,
dude. Hey, you know, I like the Pipe Dreams guys. You know, Corey Alexander and Hawk. What do they call him? What do they call him?
Hog
Spoley. Yeah.
Spoley.
So I saw that clip they posted with Hopper, right?
Oh, dude.
That was a good middle.
Dude, he was talking about the middle finger thing.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about where he got a boner at 12 years old riding a 125.
No,
that was a good one too.
No, they were talking about how
we know that was your favorite part.
How he had that shtick where he and Matt Mladen had.
Oh, Mladen, yeah.
And he talks about passing Mladen on the outside of that super fast corner, flipping him the bird, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have heard that story before, and it was on my podcast like 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, hey, that's the same. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, he's telling the same story.
He's proud of that moment.
Dude, that guy is rad. Hopper is.
Yeah, he is super cool. One of my favorite races of all time was when he lost. I mean, I hated it, but when he lost the British Superbike Championship.
Yes,
in like 2011.
Oh, dude,
so good. Go watch that. It's on YouTube.
Yep. Brands Hatch 2011. Tommy
really
Hill.
Wouldn't want to trade places with that guy on the injury rap sheet, bro.
Neither would I. I've had a couple of good ones, but not anything like that. I have no metal in me. Thank God.
Lucky. Yeah. How about you, Bob? You got you got metal?
Got any hardware?
You got only me then. Oh, it's only me.
I can almost do that.
Yeah, I got like the hardware in the humerus, and it was not funny.
Not funny at all.
Not funny.
But you know what, man? Great show, Skip. Appreciate everybody for commenting the shotgun blasts of comments there.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being in the chat.
Please mash all the buttons, as Ryan always says.
Subscribe,
share, comment, all that, and we'll catch you.
Any merch, go to rbgmotorsports.com.
That or I'm working on that Make Daytona Superbike Again shirt. So we might hang on to that for a while, but should we come out with that? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Let us know. In the comments later.
And we'll have merch. We'll be slinging some merch at Road Atlanta. At least I will. I don't know if Dustin's going to be taking stuff to Barber, but definitely I'm going to have some stuff. We'll have the Booby Yay shirt and Stackter and the
you're going to do Stackter?
White wheels equal upside down pineapples.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
That's the Nate Kern shirt.
Oh my God. There was another shirt what was that shirt that we were talking about recently? It was like the Zone 2 training.
Yes. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I'm only a novice for Zone 2 training.
Buy a jet from Steve Main says, can we trade merch? Dude, we're poor.
Absolutely.
Let's buy our merch. Steve, come on, man. I think the show could be sponsored by a jet from Steve Main. We could
listen. No, Steve's money needs to go to Altus. His money needs to go to Altus. They need support. I'm
talking shit, dude. I'm talking.
Oh, hey, the generators are still on sale. Call Altus Motorsports and go get the 2200 Yamaha generator for $599 plus shipping. And it was only 20. Yeah, call the number for Altus and ask for George or Harry. And mention Weekend Hangover, and you get a generator, 2200 Yamaha for $599 plus shipping, and it was only $20 to get it to the East Coast. So,
oh wow, okay,
that's a deal. Yeah, Kevin Kahn bought one for $20.
I bet if you buy one from those guys, I bet you could scumbag them to throw it on the truck and meet them on a race weekend.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there. Out there, especially if you're a California person and it's getting a little difficult to buy a gas operated generator.
Oh yeah.
Dustin really loves scumbagging people into things. That's what I've learned today.
Dude, you're learning. I like it.
I'm picking it up.
Yeah, bro.
I can scumbag this guy.
What are you gonna do, dude? Like, you called me out of my shit. I like that, dude.
All right,
All right, you
guys.
guys.
Well, it's
Peace
been
out.
awesome.
Yeah,
See
man.
you guys.
See ya.